Hey y'all, my name is Jaimsss P and I am a romance novelist. Alright, so welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to be here. Kind of nervous to be here. First date, kind of nervous. In this new AuthorTube journey that I am embarking on, I wasn't really sure what all I should, do on my channel, talk about on my channel, but of course I need to talk about my books because that's why we're all here. So for my first video, I'm going to be talking about my novels, A Love That Saves and A Love That Restores. So these novels, this is my debut novel. It debuted in July of 2022. And this is my second and latest novel. It debuted November 5th, 2022. So they are a part of a series. And since this is my first video and they're both out into the world, I decided to just do these two books together. And what I'm gonna do is just give 4 facts about each book. I was gonna do 5, but 4 is my favorite number, so that's what we're going with. So we're gonna start with A Love That Saves by Jaimsss P. Alright, so fact number 1. A Love That Saves is a new adult contemporary romance. I say new adult because the characters, Davy and Joseph, they are college students. So Davy, the heroine, she is a incoming freshman to Trudell University in Atlanta, Georgia, and Joseph is a senior at the same school. They meet, they kind of fall in love, and they grow together. So it's new adult, but the story is full grown. Even though the characters are young, it is a mature, just lovable book. I feel like y'all gonna love it, but let's keep going. Fact number 2, there are several tropes present in A Love That Saves. Some of the main ones are opposites attract. We got Davy, she comes from a wealthy family, a very prestigious, affluent family from Atlanta, Georgia, whereas Joseph, very poor family, kind of abusive, neglected by his parent. Joseph, he had it rough, and I don't really want to talk too much about his upbringing because that's a big part of the story and you need to get into it so you could know what I'm talking about. But he had it rough and he worked for every single thing that he's ever had in his life, and Davy just never really had to do that. Even going to school, he is on a full ride. She is too. She's smart and she got a full ride to Trudell University. But if she didn't get that full ride, her parents would have paid every penny without blinking twice. And Joseph, if he didn't get a full ride to school, he was never going to go to school because he never had it like that. So they are opposites. But where they are kind of the same in that they both are yearning for something that they are not really even sure of. But both of them kind of help each other find those things in the story. And it's just like so beautiful. But anyway, some more tropes, secrets and lies. Several secrets, several lies. It's some drama in this story, I'm not gonna lie to you. Hopefully it's not too much. It's not too much, it's really not. Because when I read books, I like a little drama, but you can't overwhelm me, So it's not like too much, but it's drama. It's some stuff that comes out and it's like, ooh. Another trope is forbidden love. The heroine, Davy, she is a daddy's girl, kinda. She's a daddy's girl, kinda, because she felt like she had to be. But she has a very overprotective father, to say the least. Ooh, y'all go look at my reviews on Amazon. Y'all gonna see how people feel about Davy's overprotective father. But she has an overprotective father who does not approve of Joseph at all, and he makes that very clear. And he makes it clear that she needs to stay away from him. So it's forbidden love in there too, and it's a few more. It's a lot, but it's so good, y'all. I'm gonna keep saying that. I'm just tooting my own horn, but I wrote a book, so why not? Fact number 3 about A Love That Saves. Faith is a theme in the story. Christianity. It's not a religious romance. It's not a Christian romance, but faith is woven into the book. And honestly, to be honest, if you're gonna read some of James probably gonna have some Jesus up in there somewhere at some point in all her books. But we got Davy. That's another way that they're different. Davy loves Jesus. Davy is a Christian. Joseph feels like God left him a long time ago, and that's another point where they are kind of different, and that's something else that they have to work through in their relationship. And yeah, that's something else to get into. But faith is definitely a theme in the book. So if you're not comfortable with that, maybe this isn't the book for you. But if you can handle it, if you can deal with that, then go ahead and check it out. And the last fact is that A Love That Saves does end in a cliffhanger. Everybody who read and reviewed my book were very annoyed with me that the book ended in a cliffhanger. It did. But what I did do in A Love That Saves, I did give an epilogue that kind of, I felt like should have gave you enough closure to wait until the next book. But anyway, it ends in a cliffhanger, but it's all good if you haven't read it already, because their story, Davy and Joseph's story, love story, is finished in A Love That Restores. And this is the next book up that I'm going to give you 4 facts on. So, fact number 1 with A Love That Restores, and this is kind of giving a little spoiler for book number 1, but really, if you read the reviews on Amazon, you're gonna see this anyway. But it is a second chance romance. So the main characters of the story, there's some things that they work through in this book, and they just kind of get a second chance to just do it right. And not just with the main characters, it's some sub characters in there too who also get a second chance. And that brings me to fact number 2, which is that there is a subplot. I know people have different feelings about subplots. I guess you either love them or you hate them. A lot of people feel like subplots take away from the main story, but a lot of the feedback that I've gotten from A Love That Restores is that subplot in this book did the opposite. It added to the main story, and I felt that way too. I don't think it takes away at all. I think that readers get really invested into the sub characters, and they want to see them win just as much as they want to see the main characters win. And them winning is a part of the main characters winning. It just all works together for the good of the love story. So it is a subplot, but don't let that scare you away from the book unless you just are truly just against subplots. But it doesn't take away from the story. I think it adds to it, and people think that too. I'm not just saying that. People said that for real, for real. Fact number 3, there are some sensitive topics in this book. They aren't discussed heavily, and they are not the focal point of the story, but they are in there. So fact number 3 is just kind of a disclaimer. One of the sub characters, not a main character, one of the sub characters in this story struggles with some mental health issues. The character was diagnosed with clinical depression and schizophrenia, and because of that, and then just some other things that the character is dealing with in her life, it leads her to do some things in the book that just kind of get the drama in the book rolling. And yeah, so it's not a main thing, but it is a thing. And I definitely want to put out there that this character does have schizophrenia. She was diagnosed with clinical depression, but those diagnoses do not equate to criminal behavior or anything like that. This is a work of fiction, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Also, abortion is a topic in this story. So yeah, it's definitely not a big thing, but it is mentioned. And I don't know if that's not something that you can handle. then you know that's something to think about. But it's not a big part of the story. It's just kind of mentioned in the story. And then my very last fact about A Love That Restores is that the love is there. The romance is given. Period. I'm a reader first, and I'm a reader who hates to spend all this time with some characters, and then I'm rooting for them, and then they stressing me out because they're not together, and then they get together, and then the page after they get together is like a quick epilogue or something, and then the story's over. This is not that. This story, the love is there. You're gonna get to see the main characters love each other. You're gonna get to, feel good. It's some drama, it's some stuff that happens in both books, but the love is there. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got for A Love That Restores. I really don't want to give away either book. I want you to go read them. I may do another video kind of answering questions because I have gotten some DMs. I think it's so crazy that people be DMing me and stuff asking about my work. I still can't believe I wrote 2 books, y'all, but we're gonna move on. Maybe I will come back and talk about the characters even further, but there is a 3rd book coming out. Now, the story of Davy and Joseph, that's the main story in both of these books, and their love story is complete. Just know that. The 3rd book in this series is about another character from these books, and it's gonna be just as good. So stay on the lookout for that, and I'm gonna catch y'all in my next video. Peace.